still see both sides. You know, your peripheral vision, you'll still be able to see. Because if I'm looking at the tip of the weapon, look at how far your eye has to move versus here. Is that making sense? Does that answer your question? Do you have a question?
Nope.
No? Okay, thank you very much. Now, that's covering basics. All right? Bam, Felix, can I borrow you two, please? And can I have 2 sticks? All right, so let's get you centered in the ring. Okay, that, Leon, I want you guys to be moving a lot. Okay. See how I was moving? See how I was keeping?
Both people.
I was keeping both people in my line of sight. Now, if one reeve isn't moving, say Muriel is reeving, I don't want to be in her lane because that's already covered. So I'll quickly get over here to the other side. So that way all the shots are covered. In case this shot came in, well, I can't see if he blocked that or not, and especially if I'm overstanding by all you guys. That could have been arm, that could have been torso, that could have been torso, and he goes.
Ow, garb.
Yes, Al garb and beard on faces have happened. All right, sit down, please. Yeah, that's a story for another time. So those are the 2 ring reeves. Okay, everyone understand about that position so far? Any questions on ring reeves? Thank you. No? Okay, moving on. Corner reeves. Your job is to watch the back and the front. So if a shot happens and it looks like they got a high block, but you see movement back here, you notify the reeve. Shot, shoulder. You bring attention to it because they might be looking at something else. You're still a reeve. You still can make a call. It's just as valid. The herald could make a call. Now it's up to the reeves to decide what actually happened. Just if there's any discrepancy between the reeves, did that? No, it didn't look. Reset. Reset the fight. No limbs, no nothing. Just reset the fight. Do it clean. Because these guys are fighting for their high level 8, 9, 10 warlord, you know, 2nd sword belt, whatever. These guys make sense? Is that making sense so far?
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So if you're down to just 2 reeves, you don't have 4 for like a full set.
Yeah.
Do you still recommend that the 2 rotating reeves stay exactly in the center watching the line of engagement versus having them offset a little bit to try to see more wrap shots on like the back side of the fighter if they're on the sword side?
Honestly, it depends on the reeves. And I say that begrudgingly because I want to say like, yes, you do this every single time. No, it's knowing the fighters. I know that this tall guy is going to be doing raining shots from above. Okay, so I really need to watch the shoulders of Muriel over here. So I might offset myself about a foot to 2 feet off center so that way I can see both shoulders. I'm still watching the middle. I still see in between the fighters. I'm not blocking myself off and we're doing an L shape now. See this way, now I can see forward shoulder and the back shoulder. However, if I know that he's fighting right-handed, then I want to be over here where I can see this shoulder because what is the most popular shot? Right here. Okay? Then I would want my reeve over there in the middle. So I'm standing offside a little bit so that way I can see a little bit back here, a little bit back here. And this person right here is watching for the main torso because he's right-handed. So his torso is facing this way, right? She's facing this way. So both torsos are facing towards me. His strong side is leading into her weak side. Both sides are facing towards me. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, to sum up, you're saying it based on the fighters in the particular round.
Yes. And the reeve, if you are comfortable, if you can tell immediately. Okay, point.
That's also why I prefer bracketed tournaments over parapet tournaments. You can always have 4 reeves in a bracketed tournament.
Right.
They're
It
not
can also
fighting
fall on the
anything.
experience of the reeves too, because there may be one reeve that's not used to doing
Right.
the roving that you do, so they may just stand.
Yes. And that's where, for those of you who are going to be ring reeves, it falls on you. The fewer reeves you have, the more responsibility falls on you because you need to pick up the slack of all the other reeves. Not assuming any of you are less skilled than I am when it sees shots, when we're calling shots. But when another ring is opened up, I assume you guys know nothing. I have to call everything or ask, does this look? Is this a question? Does this happen? So on and so forth. Okay? So, corner reeves, one of your job is making sure that the blind sides are still covered. If you have enough reeves, this is their job. The second part is to bring them back into the middle. See, there's a rope, whether it's a 10-foot ring, 15-foot ring, 20-foot ring for a great style tournament. If they start getting close, reset, back in the middle. Okay, lay on. Because you don't want someone running out of the ring. Okay, no chasing, just fight. Third part that a ring reeve is supposed to do, safety. If someone is walking past and they're about to get run over, halt! Because I don't care how into it the fighters are. There's no excuse for running over somebody, making someone backpedal so hard that they run into somebody else. I don't care if it's tournaments, battle games, whatever. Safety first. You are safety officers. It is your job to make sure that the people remain safe. Which is one more thing that I forgot to talk about ring reeves. If something happens, get in the way. Alright? Now this is more for martial arts than Amtgard. Because in Amtgard we're not really out to hurt people. Tempers happen. Face shots happen. Things happen. Say I'm fighting and I roll my busted leg and I start going down and the opponent is coming at me. I expect the reeve to say, "Hold!" as I'm falling down. Okay? So worst case scenario, Muriel tramples me, steps on my leg, re-breaks it. There's no reason for that. There are some aggressive fighters that will go down until they call dead. They will not stop hitting you until you call dead. Protect yourself at all times. See why cover your ass.
Question, as a reeve, let's say one of these fighters have got more aggressive, they are doing this way and they are taking advantage of another person's weakness or their injury. Can you move them from a tournament? Can you use your discretion to, what can you do in that instance?
Yes, you can remove someone from a tournament if they are maliciously going after somebody for an injury. For example, I'm fighting Servan. I know his right knee is bad. Stab, right knee. Okay. Two parts to that. One, he knowingly is endangering himself by coming into the tournament. So that is his fault. That is in his control. But two, if you know that someone has an injury, don't immediately go after it. But my first problem would be, why are you out here on the tournament?
Japanese acting up today. Why are you here?
Yes. It's like, look, you're in my ring. If you're going to be a problem, I need you to not be here. Are you going to be all right? Fight sword leg backwards. You know, you can work with them, but again, safety. First and foremost, safety. I'm going to keep going over that until it is drilled into your guys' head. Does that make sense? Okay? Yes.
It might be a really basic question, but if somebody's disarmed, like they sword has been,
Yeah.
might have been
Right.
knocked out, do you call a hold so that the other person can pick
No.
up their weapon? Or?
Absolutely not.
That's
Now,
not a thing.
there are two parts to this. This is where I have my herald put a G or not. Say I disarm you. We're fighting, I disarm you. If I back up, all right, now I keep track. That's another finger, okay? Especially if I lose because of it, stab me. Oh, dead, D-E-D, dead. So I'll go over to the herald, like, G next to number 14, please. Thank you.
What does G mean?
Griffin. Honor on the battlefield. Honor in the tournament. It's not just a consolation prize for, oh, you almost won the tournament. Griffins need to come back. Especially if someone is disarmed or someone's going down. So, hey, need help you up? Sorry. All right, you okay? You sure? Let's do this. Or my favorite is when someone has been in the ring for 10 rounds, 11 rounds, so lay on his call and be like, you need a moment? You catch your breath? Fighting out here, it's hot. Hey, does he need some water? We're good? All right. It's on you.